Hello, welcome to How I See It. I'm Robert Shoemake, your host, and this is a show about accessible technology and how you can use it. Today, my guest is Sherry Poland, the director of the Board of Elections. Welcome, Sherry.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Great, it's good to see you again.
You too.
One of the things I'd like to ask you is, we know that people with disabilities could have a support person when they come to vote. Can you tell us how that works?
Sure, absolutely. Anyone can have someone come and assist them in voting. Several years ago, the state used to require that an individual requesting assistance have to fill out a form in order to do that. But the Secretary of State did away with that several years ago. So anyone can appear to vote and bring someone with them to assist them without having to fill out any additional paperwork.
All right, and what kind of assistance can they actually give? Could you elaborate on that?
Sure. Well, first of all, if a voter has a disability where they cannot sign their name, they can file something with the Board of Elections called an attorney-in-fact form. And it doesn't have to be an attorney. It's just someone that voter designates as having their permission to sign their name for them. So that's one thing, one way that voters with disabilities can have someone assist them at the polling place, so they can have someone else sign for them. They can also have someone go into the voting booth with them and read the ballot to them.
Great. I visited the board election last spring, this spring rather, and tested some of the equipment. Could you tell us about some of the accessible equipment you have now and what's coming?
Sure. We currently have an accessible voting device in every polling location in Hamilton County for those voters who want to vote independently, who do not want assistance. So we have a device at every location that they can use. But we implemented that equipment in 2006, so it's aging. If you think back to 2006, the iPhone wasn't even invented yet. So the technology's aging. So for the past, a little over a year, the Hamilton County Board of Elections has been looking at new voting equipment so we can upgrade and kind of get up to speed with today's technology. And you as well as a lot of other members of the public came and tested out the various voting devices that we have. And our board will be making a selection very soon, and we hope to implement that new equipment in 2019.
Oh, good. I use a computer at home on a regular basis. And could you tell me how I'd be able to vote from home with my computer?
Yes, actually, I am very excited to announce that we have some brand new technology that we're implementing for the first time in the upcoming November election. It allows a voter to request an absentee ballot by mail and vote that ballot at home independently. And the way that it works, as the voter would request an absentee ballot to be mailed to their home, there is a certain application that they have to fill out, basically stating that they have a qualified disability. That will allow the Board of Elections to electronically send a ballot to the voter's home, and the voter can pull up the ballot using their home computer and the software that they have at home, so that the ballot is read to the voter, and then the voter can mark the ballot on the screen using their computer. Then they would print the ballot and mail it back to the Board of Elections.
All right.
Yes.
That's great. I'm looking forward to that.
Yes, it's brand new. We were able to do this through a grant through the Secretary of State's office, and this will be implemented in every Board of Elections throughout the state.
What type of things can I do to register to vote, to update my voting registration, to request an absentee ballot online?
Yes, we now in the state of Ohio allow registering online. So voters do not have to fill out a paper form in order to register to vote. They can go to our website, votehamiltoncounty.org, and click on the registration button and register online. If a voter has moved or had a change of name, they can also update their address and any name changes on our website as well. Currently, absentee applications still have to be submitted by paper, but there is a bill pending before the General Assembly that would allow Board of Elections to accept electronic filing requests for absentees. But I don't think that'll pass in time for this November election, but it's something we can look forward to in the future.
Okay, well, it sounds like voting has come a long way for people with disabilities and to have equal access. We're here with one of the accessible voting machines. Sherry, could you tell our viewers how this works?
Sure. Well, there are one of these machines in every polling location in Hamilton County. So when a voter first enters the polling place, they'll be checked in. That's where they show ID and sign for their ballot. And then they'll come over to this machine where a poll worker will give the voter an access code so that the e-slate, which is the accessible voting device, chooses the correct ballot for the voter. So that's the poll worker's job. They make sure the correct ballot's pulled up on the screen for the voter. And then the voter would come over to the machine. They would turn the wheel in order to enter the access code that the poll worker gives them. And after they enter the code, the ballot will appear on the screen. And the voter can use both the wheel and the enter button to maneuver through the ballot and make his or her selections. It also comes with full audio, so we have headphones so that the voter can choose to listen to the ballot. The device itself is also compatible with a sip and puff device. So if a voter needs to use that type of device, brings it with them, there's a way for it to connect to the device, and the poll workers can assist the voter with that.
Great. So I guess I can demonstrate this device.
That would be great.
Let's see here.
So the first thing is that the poll worker would give you an access code. And it's going to be a 4-digit number, so it's 3. This particular screen is not a touch screen, so you can use the wheel. And then you turn the wheel back. We're going to go back to the number 7. One more. Go back one more. Other way. And you just listen to it. 7. There it is. And then you go ahead and go, not yet. Over to your right. There it is. There's the enter button. So now it brings your ballot up on the screen.
All right, we got it going on here.
We do. And many times the poll workers will enter the access code, which is fine because the poll worker enters the access code and then walks away so that the voter can still vote independently and have the secrecy as they cast their ballot.
Yeah, but they're able to do it if they choose to.
Absolutely, the voter, if they choose to do so, they could do it themselves, or they can have the poll worker assist them in putting in the access code.
All right, that's great.
Okay. And if you had the headphones on, you could hear the ballot. It's the same sort of process. You just turn the wheel to maneuver through the ballot, and you press the enter button to make your choices.
All right, well, thank you, and I appreciate you coming and showing us an accessible voting booth. Thank you for joining us.